Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander Score Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a weird one for you. I've got a 97 land deck. That's right, 97 lands. And it's using a commander that you might not expect for it. So with all that said, let's jump into it. So the commander for this crazy deck is Lazy Pants. That's right, Pantalaza, who I like to call Lazy Pants because it's fun. Sun favored, a 4/4 ledger creature dinosaur for 5 mana in Naya. A very popular new commander, I believe it was one of the pre-con commanders. When it or another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may discover X Rexes the creature's toughness. Do this only once each turn. Exile cards to the top of your library until you exile a non-land card with that mana value or less. Cast up against mana cost or put in your hand. Put the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. Yeah, that's what this commander does. Now, here's the thing. This commander does have a limitation. Yes, it also typically is built in Dinosaur Tribal because, hey, you get this or other dinosaurs in play, you do fun things. Yeah, that's not what this deck is. In fact, this is the only dinosaur in the entire deck because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting a very specific card with this that will then always, unless these cards are in opening hand, which I should say that, or in our hand eventually, always get us the exact cards that we need. And we are going to be doing some pretty crazy things with this. So again, not your typical Lazy Pants deck, not Dinosaur Tribal, more like Dinosaur Scramble. That's a really weird name. Let's not stick with that. Anyways, next tactic. Because now let's talk about the golden pig of this deck, the card that makes this deck work, and it's a pretty crazy one. Reality Scramble, a sorcerer, 4 mana in total in red. Put target permanent you own on the bottom of your library. Reveal cards to the top of your library until you reveal a card that shares a card type with that permanent. Put that card on the battlefield, the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order, and it has retrace, which means that you can recast it from your graveyard by discarding a land to its other types. Basically, other types, additional other costs. There we go. Basically, you keep recasting this with a land. Now, essentially what you're going to be doing is, getting this with your commander. Because again, this does have a mana value of 4. So your commander can hit this, and it's only going to hit this with that Discover. Because, well, you're not going to be utilizing any other cards that cost 4 or less. This is the only one. This is the only thing that it can actually hit. And when you do that again, because it's on an ETB and not on a cast trigger for your commander, right? You can actually cast this and then target your commander. And with your commander, again, it says put on the bottom of your library, but again, because your commander, you can change zones. So you're like, okay, cool. Commander is going to go to the bottom of my library, but actually back to my command zone. I'm going to reveal until I hit something that is also a creature. And there's only one thing in this entire deck that this can hit, which is the card that I'm highlighting in tack number 2, which I'm calling the Poison Pig, because it's like the Golden Pig, but with poison. Blightsteel Colossus, yeah. This deck is actually pretty decently budget-friendly, actually. $28.05 according to Mox Field. Now, that doesn't include the cost of shipping or basics, which there are 97 basics in the deck. But if you already have those basics, or maybe you're borrowing them from a friend, or your LGS, or just buy them in bulk, yeah, they're pretty cheap. Regardless, what is not cheap is Blightsteel Colossus, which is $25.63. Yeah. So that is, most of our budget, obviously. Anyways, Blightsteel Colossus is a crazy cool card, crazy powerful card, crazy card, usually not seen in budget decks. Regardless, 11/11 Golem Trample, and Infect, that's right, poison right there. For 12 mana, it's indestructible. Put in a graveyard from anywhere, reveal it, shuffle in Silver's library instead. This is quite funny because, yes, your opponents might be able to take care of it in certain ways, like maybe like an Edict effect, makes you sacrifice it, get shuffled back in your library. But then you can just get it back because you can Reality Scramble out of your graveyard, right? By getting your commander back out, Reality Scrambling it from your graveyard by retracing with one of your 97 lands to discard to recast that, and do it again to get your Blightsteel back out. So even if your opponents deal with it, it's coming back again and again and again. And again, this is a card that can take your opponents out in just one shot. Again, Trample, Infect, take opponents out with just 10 poison counters. Yes, there are a lot of other ways to build this deck, and actually, I am going to do something for you. I'm going to show you a couple of other ways that I have built this deck, and just to highlight some different ways that you can go about it. Regardless, yeah, a Blightsteel Colossus surprise victory from a Pantalaza Lazy Pants deck. Opponents will not be expecting that. And again, it's one that you basically always just keep doing again and again and again, because you're always guaranteed, as long as you don't draw into these two cards, which chances are incredibly low to 97 land deck, you're going to be able to just keep doing this again and again and again. So yeah, if you're interested in this deck, make sure you check out the deck list below. Now, with that said, let's jump to the second version of this deck. So the commander for this deck is, okay, just kidding. I'm actually not going to keep highlighting Lazy Pants every single time and going through exactly how that works and just repeating the exact same things. I will be talking about this version of the deck that doesn't exactly use just, 97 basics. We included some lands that can help us out as well. So let's jump into tactic number, whatever it would be for this one. Ramp lands. Dwarven Ruins comes into play. Tap, you can tap for a red. Tap, sacrifice for 2. So again, you can get Lazy Pants out even quicker. Again, basically with that initial version, you are guaranteed to be able to cast Lazy Pants on turn 5, right? That's basically all you're doing. You have 97 lands. You're going to draw into lands. You can play a land, play a land, play a land, play a land, play your next land, and then all of a sudden, cast Lazy Pants. There you go. But with this, it's like, nah, yeah, we can do it a little early. And we can also do it early with Havenwood Battleground. Enters battlefield tapped, does the exact same thing, but in green. Tap, sacrifice for green. So that burst of mana can get you there to get Blightsteel Colossus out again on turn 4 or even earlier, depending on your land setup. Itactian Store, that's the name, I think, comes to play tapped. You can choose not to untap it to get a storage counter on it. Tap, remove X storage counter from it. Add an amount of white equal or about equal to your mana pool. Anyways, basically, being able to get a burst of mana from that storage is quite nice. Frozen Verge, another ramp land that we have. We can pay 2 tap, sacrifice, we get a force in a plains in a play tap. Major Network can build up storage counters by paying to put them on there. Mirror Landscape, kind of like Frozen Verge, but with any basic land, essentially, just 2 of the same kind. Remote Farm, again, comes to play with 2 depletion counters on it. Tap, remove a counter from it, get 2 mana as well. So again, with some of these, we can actually get our commander out like as soon as like turn 3 even. Actually, turn 4 probably. Regardless, turn 3, turn 4, whatever it is, get your commander out crazy quick, and all of a sudden, see your opponent's faces when you reality scramble into Blightsteel Colossus. Ruins of Trocare? I'm screwing up right now, sorry. Trocare, obviously this crazy deck has thrown me off already. Comes to play tap, taps for a white, tap, sacrifice, add 2. And finally, there we go, we got there. Tinder Farm, comes to play tap, taps for a green, very weird land, tap, sacrifice for Boros colors. So yeah, get another burst of mana if you need it. Moving on to the next tactic, though, Rogue's Passage. Yeah, coming through is the tactic's name, and that really describes what this is. Because, hey, here's the thing that pairs really well with Blightsteel Colossus, a land that can make it unblockable. So again, that is, unless your opponents can, like, Path to Exile it, they are gone. They are gone, because this is, hey, 4 mana tap, my Blightsteel Colossus is unblockable, and all of a sudden it's coming through on you, and you are gone, because that is 11 infect damage, and I only needed 10. I overdid it, but goodbye. Next up, retrace and replace, just in case you somehow need it. Here's some bounce lands. Okay, look, you can bounce some other lands back to your hand. You can actually utilize this for fixing. Cool, yeah. Enters battlefield tapped, taps for 2 colors. I guess I should have said that first. Also bounce a land back to your hand, which of course you can utilize for retrace. So yeah, there you go. If you really need to cast, your reality scramble that many times, congratulations, you can do so with this. Cruel Turf and Silesia Sanctuary, some amazing bounce lands for you. Now let's quickly move on to tactic number 4, though, with the fixes in, because yes, of course, the basics. Yeah, okay, there are scenarios, I guess, where out of the 97 lands in your deck, when it's like over 30 of every single land, you might not get the exact lands that you need to cast your commander because you need 1 of each color of your colors. Usually that would happen, but if it doesn't, here you go. The fix is in with Ash Barrens. You can basically uncycle it away. Cabaret Courtyard, a great fetch land for you. Gain a life too. Command Tower, tap for any of your colors. Evolving Wilds, a great fetch land as well. Exotic Orchard, usually can tap for any of your colors, depending on your opponent's land situation. Jungle Shrine is battlefield tap, tap for any of your colors. Mossfire Valley filters your mana. Naya Panorama, sacrifices to go get 1 of your basics. Path of Ancestry, tap for any of your colors. Lovely. And also scribe 1. Promising Vein, basically you get any of your basics. Shire Terrace, exact same thing by sacrificing it. Sun Grass Prairie, we skipped a name there. Pay 1 tap for 2 colors as well. Territorial Expanse, basically Evolving Wilds. Unclaimed Territory, enters the battlefield, choose Dinosaur. Congratulations, it can tap for any of those colors for your dinosaur. So that was another version of this deck, again, utilizing still 99 lands, but also utilizing, well, again, lands that also can help you in other ways. So make sure you check that one out too. That being said, this last version of the deck that I'm going to highlight does not utilize, and I forgot to say the name, Steel Pants is what I'd call this, Steel Lazy Pants, essentially, Blightsteel Colossus, but this one does not utilize Blightsteel. So we have a much more budget-friendly deck with $9.89 in total. Again, not including shipping, not including basics. But yeah, you take Blightsteel out, and apparently, yeah, that drops the price quite a bit. Regardless, still around Pantalaza. I'm going to highlight some cards that I'd be adding in after taking Blightsteel out and some other things as well. Ramp That Fits. This is a weird ramp card that actually works. Road to Ruin, because this is a card that has two sides to it, essentially. This has a total mana value of 6, so Pantalaza will not hit it, essentially, but you can also utilize it to ramp, again, with that road. Search life for a base land on the battlefield tap. You could also utilize Ruin if you really need to. Deals damage to our creature, the number of lands you control. There you go. So this is a ramp that you can utilize without hitting it with Pantalaza. Moving on, let's talk about some big bads to consider, because again, yeah, we can just keep recasting that Reality Scramble again and again and again, and actually, we'll talk about some creatures that can really help out with that. That being said, yeah, if you're not utilizing Blightsteel, let's utilize some other things Sacred Bonds out, like Dawnglade Regent in 8/8. That makes us the Monarch. Lovely. We are so cool, aren't we? We are the Monarch. Give us cards. Also, hey, as long as you're the Monarch, permanents you control have hexproof, so protect your things. Lovely. Next up, Hornet Queen, a great example of a card that you want to hit probably early with this. Enters the battlefield, you're going to make 4 1/1 green inside creature tokens with flying and death touch. Also, this has flying death touch. So you have 5 flying death touchers, amazing attackers, amazing blockers, and also amazing targets for Reality Scramble to scramble into even more things like, Mirror Battlesphere, which also makes you a bunch of tokens as well. Enters make 4 1/1 mirror. Fun. Also, we've got Sarah Avatar, another massive threat that can just be a one-shot KO. Again, Rogue's Passage, anyone? Get right through. Star, power touch, equal to life total. And then, hey, if it's been the grave from anywhere, shuffle back to the owner's library. So again, another Blightsteel Colossus type effect. Essentially say, yeah, we always have an option if we need one. Then there's Soul of Eternity. Power does equal to life total. That's basically the exact same thing as Sarah Avatar, but also this one doesn't shuffle. That being said, it's in your graveyard, on court, back out, just swing it each one of your opponents and probably take them out. Threefold Thunderhulk, kind of like a Mirror Battlesphere in a way. Enters with 3 counters on it. You're going to make that many gnome tokens, essentially. Artifact gnomes, equal to its power. And also when it attacks you, do the exact same thing. You can pay 2 and sacrifice the artifact to get a counter on it. So this can grow throughout the game. Obviously, sacrificing those if you really need to. Terastodon, this is actually it wouldn't be so mean if you couldn't really use and abuse it. If you actually just built the entire deck just around Terastodon instead of Blightsteel, you could probably still win with just that because, yeah, you can Reality Scramble this and then keep hitting it again and again and again. And here's the thing. Enters the battlefield, you may store up to 3 target non-creature permanents. For each permanent put a grave this way, its control creates a 3/3 elephant. That means that you can just keep basically, in a way, blinking it, because you put on the bottom of your library, it's going to come right back up. It's going to enter the battlefield, and you're going to destroy 3 things. And here's the thing. They're going to be lands. You just take out your opponent's resources, and they've got nothing left, except for a bunch of 3/3s. And yeah, they can be very angry about that and try to take you out with their 3/3s. You're probably going to be able to block enough of them, hopefully, to be able to survive that. But yeah, pretty mean. Pretty mean way to do it. I don't recommend that, but yes, if you'd like to just utilize it in this deck as removal, you can too. Verdant Forest, another token generator that is a massive token generator. Again, if each upkeep create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. So again, every single upkeep we are getting a sapling, not just our own. It's going to make an absurd amount of creatures in absolutely no time. And again, more targets for Reality Scramble. Speaking of which, Phyrexian Triniform, a 9/9 for 9. Create 3 3/3s. When it dies, on top of that, you can on-court back out. So yeah, a big threat itself. When it dies, it makes more threats, and also you can on-court for an absurd amount of threats. So yeah, tokens to be had there. But now this episode is coming to a close. It's time for me to hear from you. So in the comments below, let me know what your thoughts are on Lazy Pants. Lazy Steel Pants. I just messed that up. Steel Lazy Pants, whatever it is. So whatever you want to call the deck, or whatever you want to call any version of the deck. If you are interested in any of them, make sure you check out those deck list links in the description below. Let me know how you would build around this commander in a weird way as well, of course. And as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.